there have to be those that exist in the middle. So take it as a seesaw. You can't have a seesaw without what? Something in the middle holding two opposites up and down. What happens if you don't have anything in the middle? It falls flat, right? The seesaw will be flat. The board will be flat. Anything flat is dead. So when you have man and woman, trans have to exist because that is the middle that holds those two together. So one can go up and one can go down. People cannot like the bisexual, but the bisexual keep the gay and the straight existing, all right? Being able to meet in the middle. So anytime there's two polar opposites, that's another reason why there has to be something or someone in the middle, because you can just like if you take anything in science, anything that's flowing up and down is alive. Anything that's flat is dead. All right. So it has to spiral, spirit, live, spiral, right? So just take that analogy that, like I say, anything that is alive is like a seesaw. And for it to be a seesaw, two polar opposites, for those two polar opposites to keep living together in peace, they have to have a middle ground to keep them afloat. If not, boom, they will become flat. Anything flat is dead. All right. So yeah, that's what I want to say that about why if trans can exist, men and women can exist. Right? So trans do not exist, men and women cannot exist either. If gay, if bisexual can exist, gay and straight can exist. All right. So yeah, just want to put it out there. Take it how you want to. If it makes sense, it makes sense. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Okay. To those is meant to get it, you're meant to get it. For those who are not, you're just not. All right. So yeah, just peep that. Peep that. It's like a seesaw. You got it. You got it. This has to be there. If it's not there, flat dies. So yeah. So if trans don't exist, man and woman don't exist because man and woman are two polar opposites. Men are from Venus. I mean, men are from Mars. Women are from Venus, right? So where are trans people from? There's some say in the middle, right? Of course. So anytime you have something in the middle, like a seesaw, it has to have something in the middle. The two polar opposites go one go up, one goes down. So if something has to keep them together, and that's the middle. So without that, the board it drops down, it's flat. Anything that's flat on the ground is dead. Anything that is flat, stagnant is dead. So in order, just like the Indonesian prophecy, and for all five genders, this is Indonesian prophecy. All five genders have to come together for the world to know peace. So this is the reason why the world doesn't know peace because there's an imbalance because you're trying to get rid of that which keeps you together. The gay and the straight. Or let's get rid of bisexual because the bisexual want to be over here with man. They want to be over here with a woman 1 minute. That's what keeps you together. The trans intersex keeps the sexes, keep the genders together. But you can't see it that way because you're programmed not to see it that way. So until you see it that way, then everything will be smooth. But that's why a lot of hurricanes, that's why there's a lot of flooding, earthquakes, a lot of stuff in the earth, because people trying to take it back to something that they don't know what they're going back to. They're going back. It's just like going up a hill. If you do not change your gears, you're going back down. All right. So you have to change your gears that you're at automatic shift. You have to, if you're going manually, because some of these people who are too whatever to get this information, you have to switch it to another gear or you're going to go back down. So you don't ask, oh, why I can't get up that hill? Because you need to change, your oil. You need to change, your tires. You need to change your gear. There's something about your car you need to change. So you can't continue to go up and stay stuck in the same gear. So the world is changing. Black people are not taking stuff anymore. Trans people are here to exist. They're not taking stuff anymore. The world is changing. And for you to exist in the new world, you can't go back. You have to go forward. Right? So anytime you don't understand something, that's the time. I had somebody just recently on Facebook tell me to shut the F up because I was, I basically copy and paste the thing where I just like a bomb. I hit people when it comes to the spectrum of science, like what I'm mentioning now. And I thought about when I did it, said, yo, let me mention this, make a little quick live, whatever, and just mention like, yo, It's like a seesaw, okay? And they, yeah, they really could tell me I'm wrong. You tell me the, STFU, but you can't tell me I'm wrong, okay? You can't show me where I'm wrong when I mention about fish that can change sex. When I mention, intersex, when I mention a lot of things. Like I said, you had a senator just recently in Texas, I think, talked to another, I think, senator representative about intersex people, and they didn't really know. And another Republican had to tell them, yo, as a woman told him, like, hey, intersex are people that. He didn't know. And then they want to get rid of the Department of Education. And it's the difference between education and information and all that, because education can be a borderline indoctrination. But nevertheless, this is a new time, new era, new day. And in order for us to have order, if you want to call it that, in order for us to have peace and live, to continue to look and say, man, it seems like the energy sometimes be so dead in the earth. Because those who bring a lot of life to this planet and to this existence and to this whatever you want to call it, flat earth, whatever you want to call it, and to this paradigm, to this dimension, they bring a lot of life here in so many ways, and they represent it. But if you try to get rid of that, which holds this piece of this puzzle, this dimension together, then yeah, planes dropping out the sky. You're going to see more of that. Oh yeah, the Supreme Court in the UK, the Supreme Court in the UK, not the US, but in the UK Supreme Court just passed a law that says that legally that trans women are not legally women. That's only biological sex. But even the person I think who was like in charge of that, they call him Lord Hogan, Lord Hogan. He said it's not a really a win for men and for men or women for either side, because there's still protections that you still can't discriminate against trans people in the UK right now. So basically, that's just saying you have to get your, I think, like a certificate that shows that reads differently, and then you can still be recognized legally as a woman. So it doesn't just stop trans people. And like I say, so it's not a win because in a sense it makes a little bit harder for trans women, but also it's not a win for those who think, oh yeah, they can't claim they're a woman, right? They can still do that. Just have to have go through that process of doing that. But it's still things that you still can't discriminate against trans people. They're still protected under, I think, anti-trans discrimination bill laws that got over the UK. But you can't really get rid of that. Like I said, that balance, that balance beam, that balance to put justice and equality that brings you together. Like I said, we got to find a middle ground. So if you get rid of the middle person or the person that you're not going to have any middle ground. You're going to be flat on your ass. You're going to be, unalive. Because anything that's like this, so like I said, seesaw needs something in the middle, right? That keeps it, going up and down. So if you take away that, what happens? Flat, no more seesaw. So yeah, basically that's what I want to say. That analogy came up, just thought about recently, and thanks to the Most High for bringing that to me. And yeah, y'all be good, and just think about that. I'm out. Y'all be good. Shalom.